College football. During the days of the college football playoffs, ever since it all began, college football has just been, what's the word I'm thinking of? Triggered. Ever since the college football playoffs began, to me, it's been a waste of time. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look back days with the first year of college football playoffs. Many people didn't like the idea about having four teams in the college football playoffs. Some people didn't. I certainly did. I mean, Oregon got in there. But here's the problem. The college football playoffs been bad lately. What do I mean? Well, let's start it off with this. Number one ranked Alabama versus Ohio State. I did not like Bama being number one. What do you think I'm going to say? Oregon should be number one? No, I think Oregon was fine the way they were. But here's my problem about this. Does anybody remember the records of the teams that were in the college football playoffs? Let's look real quick. So, we remember the Florida State team in that year. In this year, they were undefeated. Honestly, when the whole thing started, I did not like the way it was. I think every time there's an undefeated team should be ranked number one. Right? So here's a good question. I'm trying to get this in my mind. Why wasn't Florida State ranked number one? To me, they should have been ranked number one because of the fact that they were undefeated. But no, they had to be with Bama, because this is to me how it should have been. Florida State 1, Alabama 2, Oregon 3, and Ohio State 4. To me, it should have been that way. That's how it really should have been. Now, would Florida State do something? Maybe they win game 1 against Ohio State? Maybe. I don't know. Ohio State played great, though. And yeah, I'm also thinking about, what about the Oregon? Because many people were always saying the Oregon versus Alabama matchup. Alabama's good defense versus Oregon's high-speed offense. Everybody kept always bringing that up. They always do. And yet, guess what? They didn't want them to play each other first, because they thought the Buckeyes would be easier than Oregon against Alabama. And guess what happened when Oregon played a team that has big-sized players in the championship? Oregon lost. Yes, I'm a Duck fan, and I'll admit that we did not play good. But maybe it would have the same results if Alabama doing that to Oregon. Ever thought about that? But no, Ohio State won that year. Okay, on to the next year. Okay, this is the next year. Everybody thinks Alabama's going to get there again. And yes, they did. They really did. But yet, they were not ranked number one. So the top four during that year was Clemson, Alabama, Michigan State, and Oklahoma. Here is a good question. Why wasn't Bama ranked number one again? Yet it was a team in the same conference as Florida State from last year. Yet they were ranked number one as Bama was ranked number two. Now I think that was stupid. I don't think it was actually really stupid. I think it was a good idea. Finally, it sounds something that should have been like last year. Because literally, I think that year, they got everything right. But wait, why did they not put Oklahoma versus Bama? Because of I'll show you why. Because of this game. Who remembers this game? The Sugar Bowl. Oklahoma versus Alabama. Nobody had faith in Oklahoma. And yet, when nobody had faith against Ohio State, in the same 2 years, the two teams that nobody had faith in Ohio State and Oklahoma, they both crushed Alabama. And nobody saw that coming. Now, I was happy when it all happened, to be quite honest with you. I mean, who wouldn't be happy? I mean, come on, let's be for real right there. Now, and this is to me where it all gets angry. Yes, I know The Buckeyes won. They went to the college football playoffs. But they didn't last year. But here's a good question that I need to know. People always say your record matters. Okay. And the winning of the conference matters. Okay. They do matter. You know what? You're right. You're right. They do matter. But wait a second. Hold on. How many teams were undefeated in this year? There were 2. Western Michigan and Alabama. And guess what those 2 teams did that year? They won their conference. Undefeated. And here's a good question. Why didn't you put Western Michigan in there? Oh, wait. Weaker conference. Back before college football began, it was never about your conference. I mean, come on. Notre Dame doesn't really have that much of a conference. They play random conferences, and guess what? They could be in it. That's how Notre Dame works. But yet, that makes no sense. A team to me that doesn't win its conference gets in there. And I think that's a joke. I mean, how in the world does 2 teams that were undefeated but one goes in? Oh wait, SEC, that's right. No one cares about teams like this. In Western Michigan, the Western Michigan Broncos. But that team was undefeated all the way. Yes, they lost to Wisconsin, but still. Why did you not put them in there? And they won their conference championship. They won it. But yet Ohio State didn't even get close to winning it. If you are putting a team that won its conference, you know what? You should have put Penn State in there. They should have put in Penn State in there or Oklahoma. They should have put one of those 2 teams in there. Because Ohio State didn't, to me, deserve it. And yet, oh boy. Oh man, I'm going to get some frustrations out here. As much as I do not like the Huskies, because I'm a Duck fan, I have hatred towards the Huskies, but I got to help them right about here. Why? I'll tell you why. They should have never been a 4 seed. Washington should have never been a 4 seed. Because they won their conference. They had a better record than Ohio State did. But yet you're telling me you put this team, even though, yes, they did lose to Bama. I'll give you that. But, they won their conference. Why'd you not put Ohio State versus Bama again? Oh, wait, maybe I know why. Are you afraid to admit that a team like Ohio State could beat Bama again? Is that what we're going with? That's a joke. That's literally a joke. Washington should have been number 3. A Clemson versus Washington should have happened. And then you can do how about Ohio State versus Alabama? You know what? I think Ohio State would have pulled another upset. I think they would have. Yes, I know that Ohio State lost to Clemson, but still. Why'd you not put Clemson versus Washington? 2 teams won their conference, and they should deserve to play each other. Oh wait, instead it goes back to the same thing again. Records sometimes matter to some people. It does sometimes matter. But yeah, why Western Michigan should have played at least Alabama. They should have played Alabama at least. Okay, this game determines where Alabama makes it or not. Guess what? Georgia has won its conference. They have. Wisconsin, if they would have won this game, you know what would have happened? We would not have Alabama in it. If Wisconsin would have won, Wisconsin should have been ranked number 1. Clemson should have been number 2. Georgia should have been ranked 3, and Oklahoma should be ranked 4th. But wait, because of Wisconsin losing, Alabama gets in. Bama gets in as a 4 seed, and guess what they said? We try to avoid it. We try to avoid having 2 teams in the same conference be in the college football playoffs. You've tried? Really? You've tried. You tried. You tried, huh? So wait a minute. Let's stop right here. Two teams that were... There was one team this whole year that was undefeated. I'll show you that team. UCF was ranked 12th, but yet they were undefeated. And they beat Auburn. So, and guess what? Alabama couldn't beat Auburn. And you're telling me that a team like this... this is where everything gets so dumb and complicated. UCF won its conference. Alabama couldn't even get in its conference. They lost to Auburn. They lost a loss against Auburn. And guess what? Auburn got crushed by a team in UCF that was undefeated. Why? And Bama couldn't beat Auburn. So why doesn't UCF be in there? I mean, turns out if Auburn would have won, they probably would still put Auburn there. Are you? That's a joke. That's literally a joke. I mean, come on. This team was undefeated. People always say records matter. Okay. Oh, wait. It's probably no longer because of records. Now people are focusing on conferences. Okay, if that's true, then we should not put Notre Dame in there. They don't even have that much of a conference. Oh, wait. No. We have to. Who, for some reason? Okay, but still. UCF was undefeated. But still, it brings me back to this card right about here. So wait, you got 2 years in a row, two teams that were undefeated did not make it. Because of their weak conference. Oh my god. I mean, why? Does a conference really matter? Apparently to a lot of people, it does. But still, why does... it doesn't make any sense. Ohio State last year did not win its conference. And they didn't even get to its conference. Same with Bama. But why did you put Bama at 4, but yet last year you put Ohio State at 3? Does that mean Ohio State's team would have been better from last year than this Alabama team? You know what? That's the conclusion right there. Yeah, that's right. Ohio State's team last year was better than Bama's team this year. Because turns out your rankings also matter as well. It's still a joke. It's literally still a joke. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, I get another thing. Why didn't you put Georgia versus Bama first? The way they set this game up, I think, was stupid. What do I mean? Why didn't they put Bama versus Oklahoma? Now let's think about that. They set it up. They set it up to be... Because they probably knew. And we all probably knew why they set it up. They wanted a college football championship with two teams in the same conference. If you say we try to avoid it... Wait a minute. You said you tried? You tried? Then why is UCF not in this? Why was University of Central Florida not in this? They were undefeated. And yet, why'd you not put Bama versus Georgia first? Oh, wait, no, that's right. Wait, did you think that Clemson would beat Oklahoma? Or did you fear that Oklahoma would have beaten Alabama again? Is that why you guys didn't do? Apparently. Everything, to me, college football has been a joke lately. And you know what? I'll bring up another thing before college football ever became a thing. Now, what does Boise State have to do with anything of this? Honestly, what does Boise State have to do with anything of this? I'll tell you. And now let's bring up teams like Boise State. Now, I know Boise State's in the Northwest Division. But you know how many times Boise State's been undefeated? And yet, they've been playing against top 5 big conferences. What type conference? Top 5 conferences. Oklahoma's one. That's in the top 5. So the Big 12. Oh, wait. I got another one for you. Oh, wait. Here is the other one. The NCAA. The NCAA. Oh, 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 wait, CAA, sorry. Hold on, I gotta look at that conference again. 1 second. So, the ACC. They've beaten teams like that. Oh, wait, I got another team. Oh, wait, they've beaten several Pac-12 teams. In fact, that's mostly the teams they would mostly play, and yet they play great against Pac-12 teams every single year. But I have a team for you that you probably will be shocked. Who remembers this game? Who remembers this game? Oh, wait. Oh, my goodness. An SEC team. Oh, my goodness. Wait. Why'd you not put them in the... Wait, wasn't... How many years have it times has there been of a Boise State team being undefeated? And they've been... they crush top 5 conferences. But yet you don't put them in a national title, and yet even when they go undefeated, you still don't. If they were in the Pac-12 right now, they would probably be in the college football playoffs. That's probably how it would go. So basically, college football is such a trigger. Let's be honest. Bama should have never made it this year. They didn't deserve it. They didn't even win their conference. And last year, Ohio State didn't deserve it. They didn't win their conference. In fact, you know what? Ohio State should have been 4th then. Alabama, you know what? No. I think that's a joke. I literally think it's a joke. Both teams should have never made their conferences. Yeah, people are always... not conferences. The college football playoffs. People always focus on the conference, which is the stronger conference. Back then, it was always the record. The record. Oh, wait. Still, it's the conference. This has to stop. You people have been saying we've been trying to avoid it. Have you really tried to avoid it? Really? Really? Then Alabama should have never made it. You should have put UCF in there. That is a joke. That is literally a joke. Bama should have never made it last year. Neither should of the Buckeyes the year before. In fact, Western Michigan Broncos, they should have made it instead of Ohio State because they won their conference. They had a better record, and yet. And I still question the fact that why wasn't Ohio State ranked 4th? But yeah, Bama does. Why would you say that to try and make it to an SEC championship in the last game of the season? Because they only care about SEC. That's basically a lot of times. How about this? Why should you not put a team like Boise State when they're undefeated in there? When they even play against a top 5 conference and beat them? Why don't you do that? This is why. College football to me is triggering. Yes, I'm a Duck fan. Yes, I will admit I'm glad to be in the Pac-12. I love it. But still, people focus mostly on the SEC a lot. And now I think it's a joke. It's literally a joke. Everything about it is a joke. Because of the conference. And yet, back then, it was always the records. If that's true, you know what? Boise State should have been against Alabama several times. And you know what? Probably Boise State could have made an upset. But still, it's a joke. Everything about this is such a joke. I am tired of it. I am literally tired. College football has got to get it right. Conferences mostly don't matter. It's about your record. You know what? Some people say, the conference does matter when you win it. Okay. That Ohio State and Alabama should have never made it then. That's how bad this college football looks to me. Also, I have to show you one thing. I'm over it, but I have to show you this. Like I said, I'm over this game, but officiating is terrible. Why didn't you flag that? How many times have we even seen it this year? Yes, I will admit, we lost bad against TCU. I'll admit that. But still, that is a joke. Helmet to helmet? No flag? No ejection? Are you telling me? We've seen that so many times in the NFL as well. That there should have been some helmet to helmets. Why can't you do that? God. So many things about college football has got to change. The officiating has got to change as well. The teams that always say the conference matters. You know what? If you win a conference, make the college football playoffs, yeah, you deserve it. You deserve the game. But yeah, when you are in the conference, but yeah, you didn't win it and you get in it, You don't deserve it. You really don't deserve it. And that's what's so dumb about college football. When the team goes undefeated, and yeah, it's a low conference, but yet let's say they beat a huge conference team that's in a big, in the top 5 in the Pac-12, SEC, the ACC, the Big 10, and the Big 12. When it comes to something like that, and yeah, let's say they beat them, and they're undefeated, why don't you put them in the top 4? Why'd you not put them in the college football playoffs? And yet that's a joke. It's literally a joke. Let's all admit it. Alabama should have never made it. Ohio State the year before should have never made it. None of them won their conferences, but yet they made it. It will always be a joke. It'll always be a joke. Always. What do you guys think? Do you think college football needs to change now? Because from what I said, I think it should. Leave a comment down below what you guys think. Hit that like button if you enjoy this video. Subscribe to me for more videos like this. Someone had to do this, and yet nobody did. I had to be probably the first one to come up with this. Yes, I am a Duck fan. Yes, I know we're in a Power 5 conference, but still, I think that's a joke. I think it will always be a joke that even if a team that's undefeated and yet it's in a small conference deserves to be in there and somehow beats a big conference earlier in the season, should make it in there. I mean, let's be for real here. Auburn beat Alabama, and yeah, UCF beats Auburn. Alabama should have never made it. Ohio State the year before should have never made it because of the fact that they didn't win their conference. Everything about it still will just be a joke. It'll probably be a joke for a long, long time. And like I said, what do you guys think? Do you think college football has to change? Does a conference really matter? Because to me, it should never matter. It should never matter. UCF should have made the college football playoffs in the year before. And the year before, Western Michigan should have made it. Those teams should have made them in the last 2 years. And yet, when it comes to also rankings, it's a joke. When it comes to the college football playoffs, why didn't Florida State not be number 1? Why does because of the fact that Bama was ranked number 1 is still a joke. Next year, Clemson's ranked number 1. Bama's ranked 2. Next year, Bama's ranked 1. But still, it's a joke. What do you guys think? Do you think college football is a joke? Leave a comment down below. Subscribe for me for more videos. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.